Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity, a very special commentary. This is the 10K mark for me, and when I got started I never thought I would get this far, and special thank you to every single one of you. And I don't feel like it's because I'm so awesome or anything like that. I feel like it's because StarCraft is so awesome, and you guys are kind of enjoying this with me. I'm kind of the ethereal voice on top of it, ooh. And in crowds like this, it just hypes me up, because I can visualize you guys like that crowd watching this game with me, I think, every time. So I wish I had fireworks and stuff for you, but instead I've got Boxer versus Yellow. The epic rivalry. Epic rivalry. It's really the marquee one. It's the Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan of StarCraft, and we're going to see them playing on Heartbreak Ridge, a very appropriate map, which I'll get to in just a second. Really fast though, broodwar.chipin.com. Once again, doing the kind of endurance stuff. Going to do a lot of WCG casts coming up. Going to continue to pump and promote it. If you spam the comments, then right there in that upper right hand corner, with the donations that you go through, first of all, I'll try to give shoutouts to everybody who's donating left and right, depending on the amount of donators. But also, depending on the spam of comments, I'll determine the order, and I'll have a forum topic up at SC2GG as far as what order the WCG casts will happen in that regard. So anyway, getting to the game itself, special thanks to all you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to do this. This has actually been spoiled for me. I'm going to do this. A ZVZ hasn't been spoiled for me, which I hear are epic. And then immediately after that, some WCG casts. So we have Boxer at the 3 o'clock position as the blue Terran 9 o'clock position. We have Yellow as the orange Zerg. And this is again on Heartbreak Ridge, which is extremely appropriate because there's been a lot of heartbreak, I think, between these two players, specifically Yellow towards Boxer. Yellow has always been in Boxer's shadow. He's been the second place finisher. He's the guy who just can't seem to get a championship. And the person who's consistently stayed in has been in his way, the guy who's consistently been kind of that pinprick in his head, that is Boxer. So every time he plays, he wants to take a champion. He just wants to win that match to kind of prove, maybe I could have taken that championship, maybe. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it was Boxer who took it. And I think it's because of the wins over Yellow that Boxer is the legend that he is. Really, he had 3 straight championship games. We just ran over Yellow with a Marine SCV rush, and it really befuddled Yellow altogether. And really, when you think about it, kind of examine it on a flatline level, was he kind of scared to play Yellow heads up? Who knows, in his Storm Zerg style. Either way, the way these guys are playing right now, I'm going to favor Boxer just a little bit because he's had more practice time. He's been on SKT. He should be in a little bit more form, and playing a little bit tricky here, putting a barracks up on the hill out of sight range. So Yellow's going to come in. He's also had that supply depot towards the back corner of his base. Let's see if this delays a second. I think what he's ultimately hoping, is that Yellow will overcommit and go for an earlier pool rather than an earlier hatchery. Maybe delay his economy, or even delay putting down that hatchery a bit. Let's see if Yellow bites down and falls for it. So he's coming out. I don't think he's going to, because it looks like he's leaving that drone scout in there, and he's going to come back as soon as he sees the supply depot, playing off that, putting down his hatchery. You can see on the mini-map, and he's going to swing back around and go hunting for that missing barracks. Because you never know with Boxer. Sometimes Boxer can do something clever, a really forward, aggressive attack marine. And Boxer, as soon as that drone scout's getting out of range, putting down his gas as well, it looks like, which is a little sliver of it on the screen there. And Yellow immediately putting down his gas. He has a spawning pool ready to go. So I think Yellow's going to be prepared for this either way. Boxer looks like he's going to transition to a mech build. Even though statistically this map has favored Terran, I don't feel like it's a very Terran-favored map, just because that secondary is wide open to Zerglings. So it's up to Terran to kind of do something sneaky and kind of mix it up. What I feel like a lot of Zerg players have been doing is just 2-hatch Muta into victory, and we'll see if that's what Yellow's up to here. He's throwing that drone scout underneath to try to prevent that blockade a little bit longer. At the very least, he's going to have that drone scout. It looks like that drone might get trapped in. You have that SCV coming back, going to build that factory right there, so that drone is doomed. Not going to be able to get anywhere, but he's going to be able to at least do a little bit of damage here to that SCV on the front door. So, and we'll see how this works out for Boxer. Boxer actually taking all of his SCVs off gas, so maybe going for a little bit faster command center than anything else. Really just wants to get that first factory, that first vulture out. I'm not really concerned about pushing tech from there, or really continuing just off a single base tech here. That Marine able to kill that drone fairly quickly. It looks like Yellow is in a, I'm not seeing that third hatchery being planted, so it looks like, at least on the mini-map, so it looks like he is on a hatchery build. He's already got that Hydralisk Den building a little bit earlier than I was expecting, so he might be thinking about a 2-hatch build, although he hasn't put down, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, but the Zergling's just chasing after here, but yeah, that Hydralisk Den seems like it's a little bit earlier than it needs to be. He is going to have, maybe just wants to produce extra Hydralisks and not have to worry about the additional Sultan colony to help kind of cope. And Boxer, in the meantime, moving that barracks out, completely unsealing his front door off this scout, realizes he's not going to face any pressure for a while, so instead going to opt for his command center, take his secondary, So actually, even though yellow producing the Hydralisk done a little bit sooner, going to produce a few more Hydralisks a little bit earlier to deal with that Vulture, he's going to end up facing that Vulture a little bit later than I think he really anticipated, because it looks like the command center going down before even that Vulture is produced. I think, yeah, before the 75 on the Vulture is produced. Machine Shop actually being placed as well. I'm not seeing an upgrade off the Machine Shop, so maybe thinking about a Siege Tank to kind of follow and play a little bit more defensively, take a quick offensive switch. And then everything's open to Boxer. He has 2 bases. He can do a quick shift to SK. He can go really big air. Now we're seeing the tech to lair. So yeah, I'm kind of curious if we are going to in fact see a 2-hatch lurker attack here momentarily. There's that supply depot being built on the front door, and I think Boxer should be pretty well prepared for this. I think he's going to have his comsat up. I think he's going to have his academy up. I think he'll have plenty of detection. That's one little bit of a flaw in the mech build. I think that's what Yellow was hoping for, is Boxer to play standard and go just straight mech. Is when you just go that straight mech build, oftentimes you do end up lacking in detection. You have to rely on spider mines to kind of work for you. And with that high edge, what Yellow could have done is you could have just taken lurches up on that corner and gone from there. It looks like right now he's going to go for a 4-inch drop, I think, with some lurkers, because he's moving that Overlord towards the back edge of the base. And he's got, yeah, it looks like those couple of Hydralisks on the front. He's going to examine the front here. So I think what he's going to do is he's actually going to bring 2 of them back. And okay, there's a 3rd hatchery being placed now, but I have a feeling what he's going to do is he's going to get the early lurker upgrade, able to kill that SCV fairly quickly, and he's just going to drop right in the back of Boxer's base, try to do some economic damage that way, which is what he actually did a really good maneuver. And no, I take it back entirely, switching back up to Spire. Let's see what he can accomplish with this. He's still got the Hydralisks out in the field. He's still got a couple units. He's got a really good spot. That Overlord just kind of chilling in range of that bunker here. 2 tanks on the front. These Hydralisks aren't going to get anywhere with those tanks out front, but still no siege tech. Even so, 2 tanks, that bunker, plenty to deal with that Hydralisk attack, and the Spire quickly. So it feels like Yellow was thinking about doing something and just got switched back out. So it looks like that Overlord in the bottom right-hand corner might serve more for the Mutalisk harass and kind of the group up there. Siege tank gonna get a couple Hydralisks, gonna get a Hydralisk kill here. Luckily, additional Hydralisk wasn't hugging in the splash here. And now Yellow switching back up to more of an economic game. He's already got the 3 hatcheries down. Looks like he's going to come out to the 6 o'clock, take that hatchery there, and try to play economic catch-up here, because right now Boxer in a much stronger economic position. Still a defensive creep colony, thinking about Vultures coming out in the field, but really Boxer hasn't made any indication to switch back to Vultures, and I haven't seen any indication that he's actually going to continue with this mech build, really playing kind of off focus. And let's see if Boxer's going to have some Goliaths, or he's going to have the turrets out in time to deal with it. I like kind of Yellow's thinking. He's like, okay, he produced 2 tanks early, I see a bunker out in the field, I think he's going to be weak on the air defense, and he's going to see the Hydralisks, just assume going lurker, and as a result I'm really going to be able to counter it. But Boxer already has that armory out, he has it spinning. Will he have the number of Goliaths to really fight this back? A drone scout wandering out looks like it's going to get killed fairly easily, and yeah, that secondary fairly wide open. I don't know that Boxer's going to have enough Goliaths to push this back. He does have that engineering bay producing, so it looks like he is aware of his air vulnerability, and it looks like so how many turrets he produces. Ooh, it looks like those Vultures are going to see those Mutalisks popping right now. Let's see if Boxer can respond in time. You can see a little bit of stress on his face. He knows he's going to be somewhat vulnerable, especially over the secondary, so I think he might be able to get some turrets up in the main. 2 producing right now, but the Mutalisks should be right on top of that before too long. It looks like he has 2 along the side as well, but not a lot of anti-air otherwise, and it looks like Yellow with a lot of Mutalisks able to run right in. There's only looks like 3 Goliaths and a handful otherwise right on top of the turrets before they're even produced. Boxer having to halt right there, and I think, yeah, Yellow can just work those Goliaths down, do all sorts of economic damage here. That engineering bay getting lifted off. Both turrets do finish. More Mutalisks heading in, so it looks like all those turrets getting stopped, but with that with 2 more Goliaths coming out, should be able to help. He's going to lose those tanks on the front door. Let's see if those Hydralisks come swinging back around to put some pressure on the front door. So Boxer taking some severe economic damage early. That was a beautiful tech switch, I would say, by Yellow, really catching Boxer off guard. Boxer just a little bit off timing. That was really nice instincts on his part as well. Just beautiful altogether. So Yellow, and you can see the fierceness on his face. He's not going to show any mercy. And now those Goliaths going to have a hard time defending kind of all this everything here, because they've got a lot of territory to cover, and that's a lot of Mutalisks to cover against. Beautiful Mutalisk micro here from Yellow, able to take down another turret to kind of open up that back edge. Those Goliaths moving their way down. Let's see if we're going to see more Mutalisks. Yellow can just continue to macro up in the meantime. And I would not be surprised if every single one of those eggs is a drone to just switch back and take an economic lead that direction. A lot of Goliaths now produced on the front door. I think actually if Yellow had those Hydralisks up on the front after taking out those 2 tanks, if he had just done an attack right there, he would have taken the match. Instead, actually producing additional Hydralisks, and he might be going in for a front door break in not too long. And if it is Goliath